Alright, this is SSLFamilyDad with Simple Suburban Living, and today I'm just going to do a really quick follow-up on the utility sink installation video that I did last week. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link over here for you to check that out if you're interested on how I hooked up the water supply and all that good stuff for our utility sink here in the basement. Last thing I have to do is just get the drain finished up on this. I've chosen to do this extremely cheap and as cheaply as possible. I always like to use up things that I have laying around the house, scraps of pieces from other projects and things like that before I'll go out and buy new stuff. So in this case I'm using an old hose, an old garden hose that I cut off a piece of for the swirl filter in our aquaponics system earlier this year. And I've just bought $4 worth of PVC fittings to kind of connect things together. And so I'll show you how I'm doing that and we'll see how all it works. Okay, so what we're looking at is just the bottom of the utility sink. This is just a cheapo utility sink. Actually, I found this on the side of the road. Someone was throwing it away, and it's in perfect condition. So this is made by American Shower and Bath. It's got an 1.5 inch threaded male adapter on the bottom of it, and so we're just using a threaded female PVC hookup here. We're going to screw on to this, and then from that I'm going to adapt with a bushing to 3/4 inch PVC. And then from that, I'm going to be using a Street 90, it's called, to adapt to that. And then a short piece of 3/4 inch pipe will connect up a threaded adapter to the to this little contraption here. And that's where I'm going to screw on a regular old garden hose. Now, if you're doing a drain, you know, professionally, you'd have to put in a P-trap, and you'd obviously want to use a larger size diameter piping here. You'd want to use 1.5 inches all the way to your drain. In this case, this is not going to be used for any heavy duty use, and if it drains a little bit slow, I'm not really that worried about it. Again, I just want to use things I have laying around here, and the garden hose should provide just drainage, plenty of drainage for this utility sink for me for now. I'm only going about 8 feet away to a sump crock in the floor, and so it shouldn't be too bad. So I'll go ahead and show you how I'm hooking this all up, and then we'll test it out, see if it works as good as I hope it will. Okay, so as I said, I'm just using a piece of regular old garden hose here, 3/4 inch, and this is just going to run right into our sump crock, right along the existing PVC drain that comes from our furnace and air conditioning system. And so we'll just grab a couple zip ties and put it on here, and then this gets covered up with our regular old cover. So. Well, I've let the water run for a few minutes here at least, and it doesn't look like it's backing up. It looks like it's at least keeping up the water flow. We don't have real super high water pressure down here anyway, so I think that'll be just fine. I'm going to try to clog up the drain and let the sink fill up a little bit, and then see how quickly it drains when it's a little bit full. So I think that's going to work out pretty good for us here. The drain seems to be working just fine, definitely keeping up with the water flow we have down here in our little utility sink, and for $4 or $5, you can't beat it. Now obviously I'm not hooking into a professional sewer system or anything like that, so I can skip over putting a P-trap in and using 1.5 inch PVC or 2 inch PVC for my drain, and so we're able to keep it real cheap and simple down here for our little basement utility tub. Overall cost on this project with the copper supply fittings and adapters and my faucet and all that good stuff was about $65. That does not include the cost of the utility tub, which, as I said earlier, I did find. Somebody was just throwing this one away at the end of the road, and I was able to pick it up for free. You can find them on Craigslist or other places for super cheap, brand new. You know, this cheap little tub here, it costs probably $60 or $70. So at your local big box stores. So hopefully this video was informational, or you found it at least entertaining. If you have any questions or or comments, please throw those down below. I'd love to answer those if I could. Any feedback you have, I always appreciate it as well. Please hit thumbs up on the video. I always appreciate that. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to follow along and check out some other DIY and sustainable type projects. And I'll put some links to some other videos that are related here at the end. So if you want to check any of those out, we'll have links to those as well. So as always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.